Hello, I apologise if this isn't as great a recording as usual. I'm filming it on my phone, didn't have access to my camera at the moment. Just wanted to give an update really of what's been going on. I've not been in a great place mentally this past week, I'll be honest. I think it's to do with just feeling a bit up in the air about what's going to happen going forward with surveillance scans. I had my cancer care review the other week and I did raise it. I explained my reasons for wanting surveillance scans. My GP, I don't think, was very informed about ocular melanoma, which is not their fault. I think that's really common. There wasn't a firm commitment there to have regular scans. In April or May, sometime around that time, I'm waiting for a date, I'll have a follow-up at Moorfields. So I kind of felt okay that I'd go there, see where the land lies, see what's happening with the tumour, and then can have a further conversation. But then I spoke to the psychologist who said, well, whatever happens at Moorfields, it's not going to change the situation regarding scans. You can have another conversation with them about surveillance, but they're unlikely to change their mind, which I fully expect. But then I got panicked by that. I don't really feel that I put a good case across in the conversation with my GP. I'm not very good at this. I'm not very good for advocating for myself. I have a telephone appointment this week to talk to another GP who I've seen before, who I found helpful. So I'm going to prepare and have notes in front of me for that. I think maybe over the telephone will be maybe easier for me. So we'll see. But I've been feeling just worried that I'm going to get left in a bit of a black hole, get forgotten about. And that's feeling a bit uncomfortable. In some more positive news, at the weekend, I drove my car for the first time since December. The last time I drove my car was the day before I went down to London to Moorfields. So I have felt a bit nervous about it. But actually I was surprised at how okay it felt. It was a good exercise in seeing how I'm going to need to sort of adjust and adapt to driving. So my OMI is my right eye. So when I need to look to the right, my eye doesn't need to do a lot of work. But when I look to the left and my eye has to do more work, that's the trickier bit. And I noticed without sort of thinking about it that even though I turned my head at the times I looked left, if my vision was blurred, then I'd automatically shut this eye because that just made it easier. Sort of driving straight isn't too bad. My distance sight isn't as sharp as it used to be. I don't know if that is part of the adjustment because I've had a muscle cut or whether that is just part of what my eye is now. Didn't drive too far. I think it was about 10 minutes all in all. So we went through town, went early in the morning, went about 8 o'clock in the morning when not many people, not many cars were around, drove through town and then went onto a nearby A road, so a bit quicker. And honestly, I felt okay. Over the next few weeks, I'm probably gonna just build up the journeys in terms of driving a bit longer, seeing how I feel, because I think that'll be a gradual process. So that felt good actually. And then also today, I've started to lift some light weights again. I felt quite emotional about actually, because these weights would have been light for me while I was still training. This morning, they felt so heavy. And not in a way where I was concerned about my eye, but just like, oh my goodness, I used to just throw this weight around a few months ago and now it feels really heavy. So that felt a bit strange and my body felt quite, my limbs felt quite jelly-like afterwards, but it felt good. It felt good to have worked my body. But I did feel emotional because it feels like I'm starting again a bit and I know that will come back. I'm not going to be lifting like I was before. I think there is a bit of sadness around that. Starting again, I know things will kind of progress. I know that I'll be able to lift a bit heavier. But I think it's just that grieving around how things have had to change and how it's a reminder that I'm here. I'm at this place with my weightlifting, which is such an important part of my mental health for me. I'm at this place with it because of cancer. There's positives and there's tricky bits, which I guess is normal, isn't it? I've started getting back into drawing. I used to draw a lot when I was younger. I've never been a photorealistic drawer. Draw much from my mind, and I have tried drawing realistically, but my mind always wanted to just go off and do its own thing. So I've been doing a bit of that and I've really been enjoying that. It's actually, I can lose myself in it for an hour, a couple of hours at a time. So I think that's something I want to carry on with and take forward, make more time for that. I think that's been really helpful rather than spending too much time on social media. But speaking of social media, there was another Facebook post that I came across. Facebook has just been putting lots of accounts in front of me of people who have cancer, and in some ways I'm a bit fed up with it because I don't want to be reminded of this. But this particular person's Facebook post caught my attention, and it's a bit long, but I want to read through it because I don't know, I've read a few of her posts, and she just articulates exactly what I struggle with, and a lot of people who comment under her posts say that they feel the same. I think she has had throat cancer. I don't know what stage she's at. I haven't read more into her specific experience, to be honest. But this one post really got me, and I screenshotted it. So what I'd like to do is read it out, and I will put some other images of me and me before the cancer, what was going on in life before the cancer, because I haven't got much footage of me after, which maybe I need to start doing. It really resonated with me, so I wondered if it might resonate with you too. So I will read through that now, and I will speak to you again soon. A cancer diagnosis is lonely in a way that is hard to explain until you are living inside it. At first there are people everywhere. Phone calls, messages, appointments, information. But even surrounded by noise, something quietly separates you from the rest of the world. Life keeps moving for everyone else, while yours suddenly revolves around scans, lab results, side effects and waiting. You are still here, still you, yet somehow no longer standing in the same place as the people you love. Part of the loneliness comes from language failing. There are no simple words for the fear that shows up uninvited in the middle of the night. No easy way to explain how your body feels unfamiliar, or how your mind never fully rests. When people ask how you are, the honest answer is too heavy for casual conversation, so you say you are fine. Each time you do, the distance grows a little more. Cancer also changes how you see time, and that isolates you too. You start counting life in appointments and milestones instead of weeks and months. You celebrate clear scans while knowing how fragile they feel. Others make plans far ahead without thinking twice, while you hesitate, quietly wondering what your future will ask of you next. There is also the loneliness of being misunderstood, even by well-meaning people. Encouragement can sound like pressure. Optimism can feel dismissive. Advice can feel overwhelming. You learn quickly that no one can truly carry this for you, no matter how much they want to help. And yet, the deepest loneliness may come from grieving the version of yourself you were before. The person who did not flinch at a symptom, who did not measure joy against risk, who moved through the world without this constant awareness. Losing that innocence is a quiet loss, and it is one you often mourn alone. Cancer is lonely because it changes you in ways that are invisible to everyone else. It teaches you how strong you are, but also how much strength can ache. It forces you inward, into thoughts and fears and resilience you never asked to know. But in that loneliness, something else grows too. A deeper understanding of yourself, a sharper awareness of what matters, and sometimes a quiet connection to others who recognise this loneliness because they have stood in it too. You may feel alone, but you are not unseen, and your experience, even in its quietest moments, matters more than you know.